Let me introduce myself as you guys are all chiming in. My name's Tina McDermott. If you don't already know me, I'm the lazy inspirational chef. I'm a speaker and a weight loss coach. This is my love, my passion. No place I'd rather be than right here, right now, in my kitchen, teaching you how you can find joy in the kitchen, even if you don't know how to cook or even like to cook. So you can live a life that's full of health, vibrancy, and free from diets, free from disease, free from all of those things that we don't want in our lives. Now, if this is your first show with me, type a 1 in the chat. If this is your 10th show with me, put a 10 in the chat. How many I want to know, hi, I want to know how many people are new to me and how many, hello, Paulette. I want to know how many people are new to me and all of them. I love it. Many, I get many. I want to know who's new. So we got some new people today. So excited. So excited. We got some 3 people 3 times, many laugh out loud. All right, you can't even remember, Sharon. I love it. I love it. I love it. Very good. Before we get started, we have a treat for you. Caitlin, go ahead and take it away. And we're going to do our pumpkin carving contest winners. We're going to do the winners for the pumpkin carving contest. Are you guys ready? Who's going to give me a drum roll? Everyone give me a drum roll. Give me a drum roll. And we have 3 winners. 3 people have won. And go ahead, click away. Let's see. Oh, 1. G Shin. I hope I said your name right. G Shin is one of our contest winners. Congratulations, G. I hope you are with us today. Our second one is Rosario Bumbao. I don't know how to say that name. I'm so sorry. Rosario is our second. Yeah, Bumbao. Our second winner. Congratulations. And our third winner is Gina. Let's see. Hold on. My chat box is in the way. Do you believe that? Gina Abdul Latif is our third winner. Congratulations to everyone for entering the pumpkin carving contest, and for all the winners and everyone who has entered. Congratulations. Everyone put congratulations in the chat for our pumpkin carving contest winners. Yay, cute, very good. Congrats. All right, you ready to get the party started? Y'all ready to get the party started? Well, I've kind of already started the party before we started getting things together. Now, I went to a restaurant once. I don't know if I told you the story before, and it was called Chianti's, an Italian restaurant. Loved my Italian restaurant. And it they had the tiramisu, my favorite dessert on all of earth. And by the time we got to dessert, they were out. So now every time I go, I order the dessert first. Now, they're probably long gone. That was in my 20s. And so now we are going to start with dessert. We're going to start with dessert, and our dessert, because it needs to cook and we want it to be done by the time we're done. Oops, we have an interruption. One moment, please. Okay, Google, stop. Google just told me that the bacon is ready, and the bacon is for the broccoli salad. So let's get that out of the oven. Oh boy. It's super hot, so I'm going to leave it over there. I'm not even going to show it to you. We'll talk about bacon in a little bit. So let's get back to our chocolate fantasy cake for 1. Now, in my recipe that I had given you, it says to put it in 1 tray. I don't know why I did that. Get separate little ramekins so that you have individual chocolate cakes. You can make it 1 big cake and then cut it up and double the batch, or do the recipe exactly as I showed you. Today, I halved the batch. It's half. And you want to put a little spray. This is olive oil spray on the bottom. You can put a little parchment paper in there too, or you can do coconut oil. Just don't do the other sprays that aren't olive oil or avocado oil. We don't want rancid oils, right? We don't want rancid oils. Let's see. I've been with you many times. I found me a mini mandolin. Oh, good. You got to use it, Paulette. You got to use the mini mandolin. I love the mandolin. Love the mandolins. Okay, we got this ready. Let me put that aside, and let's get going with our chocolate fantasy cake. I got 1 cup of butter. I have a cup of butter. I have the recipe. I did 1 cup of chocolate. And what I did today, I love this very dark chocolate that I get from Aldi's. It's 85%. I love this. Very, very little sugar. But if you want a little bit more like chocolate chippy to melt chocolate chips, there's this company called Lily's. I don't know if you can see the package there. It's called Lily's. And her chocolate is sweetened with stevia. You can even get the bar is sweetened with stevia. So I did a half a cup of the 85% and a half a cup of the baking chips. And I melted the butter and the baking chips together on my little stovetop here. One moment. Okay, let me turn up the heat just a little bit. You know me in induction, not a fan, but I'm learning to love it. If I learn to love it, maybe it'll be a little easier for me. So next we're going to put in some monk fruit. Who here has adopted monk fruit? Has anyone here adopted some monk fruit and tried using monk fruit? Yeah, here, somebody said here. Monk fruit is a sweetener made from a fruit that does not elevate your glycemic index. It does not elevate your blood sugar, I meant to say. And it's sweet, very oddly. Also, it's from nature. Yes, it's been processed. I'll give it that. It's been processed, but you're better off using something that is from a real fruit or even the leaf like a stevia or even erythritol than using something that was created in a lab, like any of the artificial sweeteners. So I choose to use monk fruit. If you want in this recipe, you could use maple syrup. You could use honey if you wanted to, but I don't want all that sugar. When I eat this, I want to be guilt-free because no guilt in my life. So I'm just mashing in the monk fruit in there.
Tina, where do you get monk fruit?
What was that?
Where do you get monk fruit from?
Oh, my organic market is where I get it. I know Whole Foods has it. I always bake with confectioner sugar monk fruit. But if you go online, you can find it. And most organic markets will have it as well. Okay, most organic markets will have it. I need to get a whisk. Give me a second here. Yeah, good question. Good question. Yeah, my chocolate got a little thick. And that's fine. Just going to whisk this through and put that over here. Ooh, not good. Okay. Oh, I need to get something else out. I need to get a bowl to crack my eggs in. Next, we're going to put in there okay, this thing does not want to listen to me. Okay, next we're going to put in there a little bit of espresso powder. Look, remember, inspiration. If you don't want the espresso flavor in your chocolate, which I love, then you don't have to have that. Or if say you don't have it in the house and you're like, oh, I can't make the recipe because I don't have it. Don't you worry your pretty little heads on it. You can just skip it or put some real coffee in there, but you don't want the liquid from the coffee. It's too much liquid. I'm going to put a little vanilla in here. Now, what other flavors would you want in your chocolate? If you don't want vanilla, if you like orange chocolate cake, put a little orange extract. If you want your chocolate cake to taste like maple extract, then put a little maple extract in there, okay? The world is your oyster. Put in there what you like. Let's see, I think I'm missing something. I think I'm pinching, yeah, I'm pinch of salt. You always want a little pinch of salt. Salt pops the flavor. It brings the flavor up of chocolate, especially chocolate. I love salt on my chocolate. Who else loves salt on their chocolate? Put salt in the chat if you love salt in your chocolate, specifically sea salt. I love sea salt in my chocolate. All right, next we've got some eggs. I need to get 3 eggs and I'm going to beat them. Here we go. Now, who remembers my saying for my people who've been here with me before about eggs? Does anybody remember what I say about eggs? Does anybody remember what I say about eggs? Anybody? It starts with happy chickens lay happy eggs. So make sure you get yourself some organic eggs or go to a farm and get some farm fresh eggs, cage-free. There we go. Good. So I'm going to beat the eggs. I'm going to get my cacao powder ready too. We need a couple tablespoons of cacao powder. They say to put this in after the eggs, so let me put it in here so it's nice and ready. So it's nice and ready. Who here loves chocolate? If you love chocolate, put chocolate in the chat. Oh my gosh, I am such a chocoholic. It is not sad. It is good. Life is good with chocolate. Life is good anyway. Life is good anyway. Yeah, we got some chocoholics. Has anyone had the flourless chocolate cake that you might get at a restaurant? Flourless chocolate cake. That's what this is. Essentially, that's what this is, a flourless chocolate cake. Okay, now I'm going to continue whisking, and with my left hand. My left hand does not know how to whisk. I'm not a lefty at all. I'm having a really, look how silly my, yes, chocolate. Yes, good. Okay, this is, okay, we're going to switch this around. I'm going to let the right hand that knows what it's doing do that, and I'll pour with the left. But make sure that you continue to swirl as you're putting the eggs in there, okay? We just want to combine this. Good. We just want to combine it, get the eggs in there. We're not really cooking it yet. We're just combining it. Now I'm going to put the cocoa powder in there and stir that up just until it's combined, just until it's combined. There we go. Has anyone ever made one of these flourless chocolate cakes? Has anyone ever made one? I made so many of them the other week. I had a friend come over and take some home, and she was going to do an experiment for me and freeze it and see if it still comes out good if after it's been frozen. I still don't know. I don't know if it's any good when it's frozen, after it's frozen. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pour it into our ramekins. There we go. And then we're going to bake it 375 for about 20 minutes. And then it'll be ready. And I would serve this with a little mint. I would serve it with some strawberries. I forgot to buy strawberries, but that's okay. We can do without the strawberries. We can put in a piece of kiwi. There we go. Ready to go in the oven. Be right back. All right, 375 for about 20, 25 minutes, depending on your oven. I just put it in my convection oven, my little Emerald Lagasse little toaster oven type thing, because it's smaller. I don't feel like having the whole oven on, and it's convection. So convection is 25 degrees less than the recipe. Okay, 25 degrees less than the recipe. All right, good. Chocolate cake is on its way. Next, we are going to make some spaghetti squash tacos. You're like, spaghetti squash tacos? Seriously? Yes. Look. Oops, drop something. I'm a meat eater. I love meat. I probably eat it at least twice a day. And when I ate these tacos, I'm thinking, oh, I'm probably going to want some other kind of meat in there too. I was so full and happy. Didn't need anything. They're wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'm just going to clear this out of our way. And there we go. Let's get started with our spaghetti squash. Okay, here's a spaghetti squash that I already roasted because it takes too much time. So I'm going to show you how to pull that apart in a little bit. But oh my goodness, who here loves spaghetti squash but just doesn't know how to cook it? Or you love spaghetti squash and you always eat it. If you love spaghetti squash, or you don't even know spaghetti squash, you don't understand spaghetti squash, let me know in the chat. Like, where are you with that? Do you love it, love it, love it? Give me a 10 if you love spaghetti squash. Give me a 0 if you've never had it. Give me a 0 if you've never had it. So yeah, if you've never had it, I highly encourage you to eat it. I'm showing you how to cut it open. You see what I did? I just hacked off the nubby part at the top. And oh yeah, so you love it. And we're gonna get our butcher knife and watch your fingers, curl your fingers in. You see what I did? I slapped it down. And now watch, this might break it, and I'm okay if it does, but I'll slam it down. Whew, I think I got some seeds. Oh, you know what? The other thing I got? This is not a good, this is crazy. This is not a good spaghetti squash. I'm glad I have another one over there. I got splashed by it. The insides got dissolved. This goes right back to Mother Earth, okay? This goes right back to Mother Earth. Something didn't get stored right, who knows? But let me go clean this up and then I'll get the other one out, okay? Who knows? Who knows if that was last year's spaghetti squash or what? But that was not good. And and that's a good lesson to learn, is that if you open it up and it's slimy inside, not good, not good. All right. I have another one. My backup spaghetti squash. Let's see if this one's any good. Otherwise, maybe the whole batch that I bought, the one that was over here is fine. Has that ever happened to anybody? I don't think I've ever had that happen to me, where a spaghetti squash was bad when I opened it. Does that ever happen to anybody? So how can you tell when buying it? I don't know. I bought that one just the other day and it had nothing on the outside. Who knows? I do not have a clue, none whatsoever. So I'm not even going to bring it back to the store. Not even going to bring it back. This one went in crooked. Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that. This must be the entire batch that was bad, because even this one is bad, but that one was fine. Thank goodness that one was fine. But yep, this one is very, very old, and I can tell. And I was kind of skeptical too when I was picked it up. It was a little on the light side. So I'm going to give this one back to Mother Earth as well. I should bring them back to the store and say, hey, you have a bad batch. They must have been stored from last year. Who knows? But the bottom line, what you do with them, let me tell you what you do with them, is this is what I did. Cut it in half, took the seeds out, and I put it in a baking dish, skin side up. So I put them in like so, but I did put a little bit of olive oil here on the top, a little bit of salt, just to crisp it up. And I put it skin side down, and I put a little bit of water in the tray, just like 2 tablespoons of water. Cooked it at 400 degrees for 30 minutes, flipped it over and cooked it for another 10 minutes because I wanted to get this a little brown. And you know that it's done when you start to pull it with your fork. You know it's done when you start to pull it with your fork, and it comes up okay, right? Here we go. So it starts to come up, then you know that it is done. Okay, if it's really hard, and you can't tell from the outside because the outside's really hard. You can't tell from this side. That's why I like the last 10 minutes, skin side down, flesh up, to let it cook so that you can test it with a fork, because you can't test it from this side. It just won't pierce with the fork, but the inside is perfectly done. A lot of problems with spaghetti squash is people cook it too long and it gets very watery, and people don't like it like that. So 40 minutes, 50 minutes tops is all you need. 400 degrees, just a little bit of water at the bottom, help steam it up a little bit. And we're just going to pull all of that spaghetti squash. But I'm going to leave the rest of that task for a moment or two, because we need to start cooking up the onions. Okay, so we got, of course, I use my cast iron skillet. Who here uses a cast iron skillet? Put a 10 if you use it. Put a 0 if you don't have one. Put a 5 if you have one, but it's rusty and you don't use it. Put a 5 if it's rusty and you just don't use it. Put a 5. Good. I have some people have 0s who don't have them. Good. Nobody that has them and and just doesn't use it. All right. Good. A lot of people have started using. Now, here's the next question. Caitlin, can you read that one to me?
It says a ripe spaghetti squash will be firm, a golden yellow or dark yellow color, and should feel heavier than it looks. Pick a spaghetti squash that is free of soft spots and doesn't have any cracks in the skin on the outside. To pick a good spaghetti squash, you should always look for a stem that is firm and dry. That was from the internet.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. I will tell you, the one was really light. The other one had no discoloration. The stem was fine. Had no clue it would be all soppy on the inside. So, you just can't win them all. That's what I'm saying. You can't win them all. All right. So thank you. Thank you. Who put that up for me? Who put that up for me? I can't tell.
No, that was, and I might butcher it, Yathay? Yathay?
That's all good. All right. Here we go. We're just going to sizzle up some onion. Sizzle up some onion. Here it is. Okay. I've never had that happen. Isn't that crazy? 2 in a row. But hey, whatever. Thank goodness I had 3. And it's all good. We all learned from it. Thank you very much. All right. Now, I've taught you all how to chop an onion before, and I did not do it today. I'm so sorry. I'm remiss that I didn't teach you how to chop that onion. I just kind of did it my old fashioned way. And here we go. We're going to cook up our onion. All good Italians have a lot of wooden spoons. So I got my wooden spoon. Even if you're not Italian and you're a cook, you need a wooden spoon. Okay, so we're going to stir fry some onion, and then we're going to throw in some garlic. Okay, now here's the quick question for you. Let's see if y'all know what I'm talking about. What's better for you? Fresh, jarred, or powdered garlic, and why? Fresh, jarred, or powdered garlic, and why? Fresh, jarred, or powdered garlic. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Whoa. Okay, hold on a second. I'm doing a lot of smoke, so I'm going to turn on another fan, and let's see if that helps. Fresh. Now, yes, fresh. Now tell me, why is fresh the best? Why is fresh best when it comes to garlic? Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember why is fresh best when it comes to garlic? I say it all the time. All right, I'll give you a couple more seconds to think about it. Couple more seconds, and then I'm just going to have to give you the answer. The nutrients remain. Yes. What else? I'll just give you the answer. It boosts your immune system. It is phenomenal for your immune system. It's antiviral, antibacterial, antimicrobial. So you want to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, then you eat raw garlic as much as possible. And it doesn't have to be raw, but get it from raw garlic, cook it from raw garlic. I have no room in my composter because it's got 2 huge spaghetti squashes in there. Oh my goodness. All right. I had a butternut squash that I bought the same day that went bad. I stored it in a different place, and that went bad as well. I'm thinking it might be too warm in my house. So I don't have the heat on or anything. So, I don't have the air conditioner on, and it's been a little warm in Maryland, but that could be it. Who knows? That could be it. Okay, so we're going to chop up some garlic, nothing major. And okay, yeah, there's nothing wrong with jarred garlic or powdered garlic. Okay, there's nothing terribly wrong with it. And you're going to get the flavor of garlic. You're just not going to get the immune boosting properties. I use the powdered garlic in a lot of like spice mixes and rubs and such. So that's when I'll use that. Okay. Never pick up your vegetables with the blade of your knife. I just can't find my scooper. So I'm trying to use the non-blade. A dull knife. Oh, who can answer this? A dull knife is a, who can answer this? I know you guys have been with me for a while. A dull knife is a, anybody? A dull knife is a dangerous knife. It's a hazardous knife. Yes. So you don't want to dull your blade by scraping your cutting board with the blade, right? Also, wooden cutting boards are much better to maintain your blade, much better to maintain your blade. So that's why I like my chopping boards to be, I mostly use wooden. Sometimes I'll use the plastic one. It all depends. If it's going to stain like beets and stuff, I don't want to stain my wood. Then I'd have to sand it and stuff. And I don't want to do that because it's an investment, my wooden one. Can I show you my new wooden one? I bought this from the Renaissance Festival a couple months ago, or last month, I think it was. This is my new cutting board. It was absolutely wonderful. So what I did is I washed it. It was just a piece of wood, literally. He didn't even season it. I washed it with soap and water, let it dry thoroughly, and then I put mineral oil all over it, one side and then the other, let the mineral oil dry for a day. And then I went over it with beeswax, It probably needs another coat. I love wooden cutting boards. And I season this all the time as well. Same thing, mineral oil, beeswax, and okay. So what are we doing here? We're cooking up our onions and our garlic. Now I'm going to put in some organic tomato paste. Why do we want to go organic with any canned foods? Does anybody remember why we want to go organic? You have a watermelon shaped cutting board with a matching watermelon cutting knife. Oh, how cute. How cute. Absolutely adorable. Very cute. I love wooden cutting boards. Why do we want to go organic with our tomatoes? A, you're sure not to get any pesticides. Also, you're sure that the can is BPA free. It should also say it on a can, BPA free, but if it's organic, it doesn't have BPA. BPA is a plastic that lines the can, that they line a lot of cans with. That is a xenoestrogen that is known to cause cancer. And since this is Cancer Awareness Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, let's be aware not to eat anything that has BPA in it, okay? Also, it tastes better. It tastes a lot better. I almost put regular tomatoes when I first made this recipe, when I was first coming, regular tomatoes, but I'll tell you, the tomato paste in this recipe is delicious. So use the tomato paste. We got tomato paste, and we're going to put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in here. About 1.5 tablespoons. So put a little apple cider vinegar in there. And I might need a little water in here. I might not. We're just going to let this cook up and stir it about. Okay. You guys having fun? If you're having fun, put fun in the chat. If you're having a little bit of fun, put fun in that chat box. Let me see fun in that chat box. Okay. Good. I'm glad. Next one I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of, I don't use soy sauce because it's also high in estrogen. It can elevate your estrogen levels. Okay. And we don't want that, as higher estrogen levels are associated with breast cancer. Okay. So I avoid soy. And if I do soy, it will be tamari and organic tamari. Soy has gluten in it. We don't want gluten, all of the reasons there, but tamari is wheat free. So it's soy. You can do soy if it's organic and it's fermented. And tamari is organic. I mean, it's fermented, and you just make sure that you get the organic one. Okay. I'm gonna do a little tamari, pops the flavor a little bit. The other thing you can do are coconut aminos. If you don't want to do tamari or soy sauce, you can do coconut aminos. And it's a seasoning sauce, or you can do a little bit of each. It's all good. It's the same stuff, right? Let that cook up, stir it all about. This is so delicious. I cannot express to you how amazingly delicious this is once you get it together. We're going to put a little bit of cumin in there, about 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. If you don't like it, don't use it. If you love it, use a little bit more. The other thing, it calls for liquid smoke. I couldn't find it in the store, but what else is going to give it a smoky flavor but smoked paprika? You could also try like a smoked salt if you have a smoked salt, but I had smoked paprika that I absolutely love for my barbecue rubs and the such. And I always keep that in the house. Okay, it's almost time to put the spaghetti squash in here. So you just get this going, or it's completely stirred up. Can you see this okay? Let me move that. So you can see this. This is going to need a little bit of water. I'm going to turn the heat down. It's going to need just a little, you can tell because it's drying out a little bit, and just a smidgen of water. Let that heat through. Now let's get the spaghetti squash going. There we go. Just pull it, kind of like pulled pork, but pulled squash. This is delicious. You don't have to treat spaghetti squash like it's spaghetti and put pasta sauce on it, like a lot of people think you do. You can just put this in a bowl with a little salt and pepper and olive oil and eat it up. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. Okay, here we go. I have to look up a recipe for spaghetti squash meatballs. I think I have to look it up. It's been on my heart to look that up for a while and make spaghetti squash meatballs. Doesn't that sound good? Spaghetti squash meatballs. I think I might even mix it with some ground chicken or ground turkey and make them. Does that sound good? Does that sound good, spaghetti squash meatballs? Anybody? Okay. You might think you're wasting a little bit, but it's just too much trouble to have to get every tiny little bit of it up, but do your best. Do your best. Let me tell you, this work that I'm doing here to get all of this up is worth it. Is worth it so that you get even more vegetables in your life. Hey, who remembers, who knows, or remembers or knows, how many cups of vegetables do you think that you need on a daily basis? How many cups of vegetables do you need on a daily basis? Does anybody have an answer for that? Somebody's been in my classes, Cheryl. Good. You like to bake it with butter. Oh, good. It has. So did you say 10 to 20? No, I see 10 to 12. Yeah, we need 10 to 12 cups of vegetables a day, vegetables and or fruits. So make sure that you make it a point, make a point of having as many fruits and vegetables that you can in a given day. And a rule of thumb is eat the rainbow, right? Eat as many colors as you can as well. So making this spaghetti squash, and one that wasn't bad. That could happen to anybody. It's all good. You know what I say. Life is messy. Wash your hands. So this spaghetti squash taco, and wait till I finish making it with the coleslaw and everything. I'll finish this later because it's breaking apart and taking up too much of our time today. Here we go. You're going to get a ton of vegetables, and that's what we need. We need a ton of vegetables in our lives, right? Here we go. This is done. The spaghetti squash is still warm. If it was cold out of the refrigerator, I would say heat it through. Otherwise, this is done. I'm going to let it heat through a little bit more after I mix it, and then we're going to get busy making some coleslaw. Okay. I love coleslaw. I make it often. I make my own mayonnaise most of the time. And today I'm just going to show you a shortcut to making your own mayonnaise. Now, taste this, and if you feel like it needs a little more flavor, a little salt, add a little sea salt. I did not add any salt to this because the tamari sauce, the coconut aminos, is salty. Okay, so I want you to taste it, and if you feel like it needs a little salt, add a little sea salt. Sea salt, and you remember why we need sea salt, right? Who remembers why we need sea salt? Who remembers why we need sea salt? Anybody here? Anybody remember why we need sea salt? And oh my gosh, I love you all. Love you. You're my favorite people. I know you're not supposed to choose favorites, but I chose favorites. I choose you all. Love you. Okay, next, yes, you can use bad coleslaw. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. And, honestly, as soon as you cut into a vegetable, the enzymes start to diminish. So if you're a purist, you're going to go with the whole vegetable and make your coleslaw yourself, or broccoli slaw, or whatever it might be. But sometimes you just don't have sometimes you don't feel like doing that and you have a little time and you want to make your own coleslaw. I love red cabbage. I love cutting into it. I love the smell of it. I love the cut. Look how pretty, look how beautiful this purple color is. I just love it. And what I do is I get my food processor and I'm going to put this attachment in there. Okay. Put that attachment in there. I store it in such a way that I don't cut myself, because it is really easy to cut yourself if you don't store these things properly. And here we go. I'm just going to cut it all up and make some slaw. I like it better in the coleslaw, because I mean in the food processor, because it makes small little pieces. And I like to eat the small little pieces, as opposed to when you chop it by hand, it's difficult to get the small little pieces. So, oh, that's a little bit of the, that big piece there that's a little bitter. We don't want that. And you know what, if you do get it in there, it's not gonna harm anything, but it can be a little on the bitter side that you probably don't want. Okay. Now, what other vegetables do you want in your coleslaw? What other vegetables do you want in your coleslaw? I love a sweet onion in my coleslaw. So I'm just going to peel a sweet onion and throw it right in that food processor. What else? What other vegetables do you want in your coleslaw? Anybody? Put it in the chat. Let me see it. Put it in the chat. What other vegetables do you want in your coleslaw? It's that easy, right? What about the stems of all of this broccoli? My husband, no matter what I tell him, how sweet the broccoli stems are, he wants nothing to do with broccoli stems. So I throw them into my coleslaw. What do you think you get when you get broccoli slaw? You're not getting the flowers, are you? You're getting the inside. This is the sweetest part of the broccoli. The sweetest part of the broccoli. I eat them. I steam them and I eat them, but my husband doesn't. So if I have them, I'm cutting off the outer parts, because the outer parts can be a little on the bitter side or a little tough to eat and cause a lot of gas. So I'm trying to get rid of that. Unfortunately, I cut a lot of it off, but oh well. All right, you get the idea. What about some color? What about some carrots? What about getting some color in there and some carrots? I'm gonna chop off the ends. I washed these earlier. There we go. Get rid of that. And let's throw some carrots in there. There we go. We got some color. And get those later. There we go. Almost as fast as opening a bag. No, not as fast as opening a bag. I find it rewarding though. I find it very rewarding. And I don't know, just a different flavor when it's fresh versus from the bag, because it's fresher. It's fresher. So next, let's make a dressing. Okay, we're gonna make a dressing. I'm gonna bring back my food processor and I'm gonna change the blade. I'm gonna change the blade to that blade. You can do this in a blender, but it's a little easier in a food processor. You got to get some fresh avocados. And all the avocados I found the other day were on the harder side. And I put them in a bag with a banana to ripen. And they're not ripe, but this will work. They should work. So let's see if we can get the pit out. You ready? You slam it with the knife and then you twist it, unless you break the seed. Slam it with the knife. This is a small one. Let's see if we can just pop it out. There you go. Popped it out. Easier that way. And then we're going to get a spoon and take the flesh out. You could also freeze avocados. Take it out of the shell, put them on wax paper and freeze it on a tray. Pull them out and then put them into a baggie. And so, yeah, sometimes you get all these avocados and they all go ripe at the same time. Well, you can put them in the fridge for a couple of days, but if you have too many, feel free to freeze them. Feel free to freeze them. And they might not work in this salsa because it might be a little watery when you freeze them, but you know, it might work. It might not. I don't know. I haven't done it. I haven't made this dressing from frozen ever, 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 ever. All right. Who loves broccoli slaw or who loves coleslaw? Put coleslaw in the chat if you love coleslaw. Your dog loves the broccoli stems. If only my dogs would eat them. Only my dogs will eat. My boxer, he'll eat cooked broccoli. My other two dogs, if you put vegetables mixed in with their food, you will find the vegetables all over the floor. They literally pick them out, drop them onto the floor so that they can get to the rest of the food. Uncanny, uncanny, seriously. But Wolfgang, he'll eat the cooked vegetables. The other ones, give me meat. Give me meat. Raw garlic. Once again, raw garlic. We're going to put a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar. And what else are we going to put in here? Just make sure that I've got everything that I need. Avocado, garlic, apple cider vinegar, a little salt, a little pepper, a little cilantro. And let's see how this works. Remember hold on. Okay. Remember, my avocado was not the ripest. It's good. It's not terrible, but it's not going to it's going to give me a little bit more difficulty in making my sauce. And that's okay. I can just add a little bit of water to it. Where's my water? A little water. You can add a little more apple cider vinegar. I just don't want to overwhelm it. What you could do is add a little mayonnaise to this as well. So if you don't want to do avocados, you could do a little bit of mayonnaise or Greek yogurt, plain unsweetened Greek yogurt, plain unsweetened Greek yogurt. Okay, it's just about done. And here is our avocado sauce going right into our slaw. Next, what we want to do is we want to toast I like corn tortillas versus flour tortillas because corn tortillas don't have gluten, do not have gluten, and we don't want that. So as I'm mixing this, I want to show you what I do. I found these little taco shell holders. So I'm going to get my corn tortilla. We'll get to the bacon, I promise. Hold on. We're going to turn the gas on. Oops, that one doesn't want to work, does it? We'll turn this one on. And I'm going to, who has ever done this? Toast your corn tortilla right on the flame. Toast it right on the flame, but do not leave your corn tortilla until it's done. Flip it over, let it cook a little bit longer. It might puff up, it might not. Be careful, it is a flame. My husband taught me this. And it heats up the tortilla beautifully. I couldn't get my smaller flame working, so I've got the larger flame, so it's a little more difficult. So just keep flipping it over a couple of times, nothing crazy, and it warms it up. There you go. So now you have your nice warmed tortilla, and in there, you're going to put your filling of the butternut squash filling, and then you're going to add a little bit of slaw. It would work, it would help if I tossed the slaw. So let's toss the slaw. Does anybody else make a mess in their kitchen like I make a mess in the kitchen? It's all good. It's all good. And once again, you want to taste this. You saw while that was blending, I put sea salt. I put some freshly ground black pepper. You don't need to have this you don't need too much dressing on this. You just don't. You just don't. And avocados are really good for heart health, brain health, and just health in general. And look at all the colors in here. We got the purple, we've got the red from, the orange from the carrot. We got a little white from the onion. So we got not the whole rainbow, and there is green from the avocado. You just can't see it because it's all blended in. So in our our taco, we're going to top it with a little bit of the slaw. And there we have it. Our spaghetti squash taco with avocado slaw. How fun is that? How fun is that? We're going to set this aside and we're going to move on to checking. Maybe we should, oh, there's a carrot on the floor. Let's check the cake. Okay. Let's see how that cake is doing. And oh, I know what to do. Here we go. My new cutting board. Yay. My new cutting board. That's too hot for that. And let's see how our cake is doing. All right, so that is our chocolate fantasy cake for one. I'm gonna let this cool for a moment and then I'll put it on a platter for you. Let's just let this cool for a few, okay? Next, I promised you some broccoli salad, right? I promised you some broccoli salad. Who here likes raw broccoli? If you like raw broccoli, put raw broccoli in the chat. Put raw broccoli in this chat. Raw broccoli in the chat if you like your broccoli raw. I have a hard time, and most people do have a hard time. Yeah, you have a hard time digesting raw broccoli. And if you want to make this broccoli salad and you like this broccoli salad, but you just can't seem to digest it, what you're going to do is you're going to lightly steam your broccoli. And you can skip this step. You do not have to do this step, but you're just going to lightly steam it. This is a steam pot. And I'm not going to, I'll save that for slaw for later. And just chop it up. And you're going to steam it for 3 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Okay. Chop it up into small little pieces. There we go. My floor is having a heyday. Hopefully my dog will come over and eat the broccoli, but he likes it cooked. I wish people tell me all the time that their dogs love vegetables. I'm like, how? I've even tried starting them from puppies to like vegetables because I eat so many vegetables. None. Please tell me your trick if you have a trick to get your dogs to eat vegetables. Cooked. My one dog will eat cooked, like I said, but you know. Okay, here we go. Let's get this chopped up. Okay, we're just going to steam it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Caitlin, 3-minute timer, please. Actually, 4-minute timer, Caitlin, 4 minutes. Do 4 minutes. And a lot of people in their broccoli salads, they will use raisins. I'm not going to use raisins today because I'm not a huge fan. It's too much sugar. I'm going to use something different. I'm going to use Goji Berries. Okay, so let's move this over. This is for our broccoli once it comes out. And I'm going to use some mayonnaise. Let's talk about mayonnaise. There's a lot of mayonnaise on the market that's full of sugar. And let's face it, it's sugar that causes dis-ease in our bodies. It's sugar. And so you do not deserve sugar. The other thing that causes a lot of dis-ease is rancid bad oils. The oils that you want to be eating are olive oil, coconut oil, walnut oil, sesame seed oil is okay, and avocado oil and grapeseed oil. So I found this, it's Follow Your Heart mayonnaise that's made with grapeseed oil that doesn't have any of the bad stuff in it that you do not want. So I'm just going to get this ready for when the broccoli comes out. And we're going to put a little bit of mayonnaise in there. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. I put a lot of broccoli. Maybe that's too much. Here we go. Let's see. Maybe we want more. Maybe we want less. And then I'm going to put some toasted, I want to say sesame seeds, sunflower seeds. These are toasted sunflower seeds. I'm going to throw those in there. I'm going to put a little bit, just a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Little apple cider vinegar. We'll put the salts. We'll put some pepper. And then instead of raisins, I'm going to use goji berries. Has anyone ever heard of goji berries? Goji berries are, yes, they're a berry versus a grape, like raisins are from grapes. So these are from a berry called goji berries. They're a little less, I don't like the sweet of raisins. You're welcome to use raisins in here, but I'm going to use, and it's prettier. You're going to have red color in your broccoli slaw. So we're going to throw those in there. What else is missing? Let's see. Oh, walnuts. Some chopped green onions and bacon. Let's go to the bacon next, okay? I think my bacon is probably cooled off by now. Yes. Never use bacon bits, okay? Bacon bits are full of chemicals. You do not want to use bacon bits. I want you to use real bacon. I want you to use real bacon. You're only going to use a couple of pieces in this salad, but when you buy bacon, I want you to get uncured bacon. Uncured means it doesn't have any nitrites or nitrates in it, and you want to get sugar-free. Make sure there's no sugar in the ingredients, okay? You got that? It's okay to have bacon every once in a while. Nitrate free. I cook my bacon in a stone pan. I love my stoneware. Who here loves stoneware? Put stoneware in the chat if you love stoneware. And I cook it at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. And this could probably have been cooked for 2 more minutes. I was just too excited with the class starting to get it a little more crispy. I'll save this fat and I'll cook eggs with it. I'll feed it to the dogs, just a little bit here and there. And when they need a pill, I need something to put it in. So I'll put some of that bacon fat in there. Okay, the stoneware really bakes wonderful. I was at the beach house and I have a stone there and I needed a second pan because I was cooking 2 pounds of bacon for the family. And I put it in, normal time, 20 minutes, 400 degrees. The one on the regular pan burned to a crisp. The one on the regular pan burned to a crisp. The one in my stoneware came out perfect. Because my bacon isn't crispy, I'm just cutting it up with, taking my shortcut with my scissors. Bacon's going to add a little salt, so you be careful with how much salt you put on here, and it's going to add a wonderful flavor for your bacon.
Your 4-minute timer is going off as well.
Oh, thank you very much, my dear Caitlin. Thank you very, very, very much. Let's see. Oh, and if your raisins or your goji berries are a little on the hard side, soak them in a little hot water and then take the water out and then throw them in and they'll soften up. Okay. Hey, let's see what we've got over here. Let's turn that off. Look how bright the broccoli became now that we steamed it for a few minutes. Look, you see the difference? Look how bright. Okay. And this is going to make it a little easier to digest. And that's the point, easier to digest for those of us who have a hard time with raw. Okay. Yeah. So a lot of you like the stoneware. I love stoneware. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Here we go. Now, because the broccoli is hot, you can serve this as a hot salad, but most people know this salad as a cold salad. So let it sit on the countertop for a couple of hours and then put it in the refrigerator and then serve it later. Yeah, you never want to put something that's super hot in the refrigerator because then it brings the temperature down in the refrigerator and is not good for the rest of the food. Okay. There we have it. There we have it, our broccoli salad. Oh, and if you want, you could always put some walnuts in there. Okay, I am actually going to do that. I wanted to put a couple of crushed walnuts in this salad because you get a little more protein here, and now you have a complete meal. It's all the broccoli, the walnuts in there. And walnuts also really good for anti-inflammatory, good for brain health, and it's delicious in this salad. You can do walnuts, you can do almonds, you can do whatever vegetables you want. I put one piece of raw in there. Okay, there we have it. Now let's plate our our cake. Okay, let's do that. Let's have a little complete meal here, right? We have our broccoli slaw. We'll put the broccoli slaw in here. I'm not the broccoli slaw, the broccoli salad. We'll put that in here. Here we go. I hope that you've all had a wonderful time with me today. Caitlin is going to put in the chat, if especially for those who are new to me, my Joyful Gut Breakthrough, my Joyful Gut Reboot Guide. She's going to put the link to that free ebook that I wrote just for you. And you can become a part of my tribe, become part of my tribe. And I would love to know if you'd love to tell me, what have you found most valuable about our time together today? What is that one or that two things that you found most valuable about our time together today that you're just going to remember or do? And thank you. You're so welcome. A new way to use spaghetti squash. Yes. A new way to use spaghetti squash. Good. Yeah. What else have you found most valuable about our time together today? What are those one or two things? Raw garlic. Yes. Good. Raw garlic is wonderful for you. Yeah. How to eat spaghetti squash and how not to buy bad ones, I guess, right? How to pick a good squash. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. How to pick a good one so you don't have two duds in a row. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Flourless cake. Yes, it's so easy. You saw how easy it was. You just have to be attentive to it. I think it doesn't work. It goes to a page not found. The link doesn't work. Oh my goodness. I love the flourless cake. Nicole, I have everyone's email who was in this chat. That link, Caitlin, can you put the link in again and test the link first, Caitlin, before? I have a little problem.
It's down right now for some reason.
Yeah, I had a little problem with it last week, and thank you for telling me, but I have your emails. At least I should have your emails since you came into this chat room. I should. Once the link is working, or just save that link. Save that link. Caitlin, remind me about this, please. Save that link and try it in a couple of days. I'll go back to my tech department to see what in the world is going on with that link. Something's funky going on. I'm so sorry. But you know what? Let me do something better for you. Let me do something better for you. Here it is. This is something very special. Caitlin, put in the chat the link for the breakthrough session. It's tinamcdermott.com/breakthrough, of course, with the HTTP in the front. This is what I'm going to do for everybody who's on the call today. I'm going to give you all a free breakthrough session with me. It's a $350 value. And what we do in this session is we're going to clarify what your goals are with your health and your wellness. We're going to uncover all of those things that are sabotaging you from getting what you want in your life with your health and your wellness. And I promise you'll leave the session just completely inspired and ready to lose all the weight, to get healthy, to just live your life healthy, vibrant, and free. So yeah, since that other link is broken, go ahead and schedule. Actually, you're not going to schedule. You're going to fill out the application for the breakthrough. Okay. And Caitlin, test that link. Make sure that that one is working as well. Okay.
That one's good.
That one's. Oh, did the Joyful Gut, somebody put in that link?
Yeah, that was me. So sorry, because I had that already scheduled into the copying, but the breakthrough session does work and you can click on that.
Okay, but the Joyful Gut does not. Did you try JG, Caitlin? It should be JG, tinamcdermott.com/JG.
I did do that one as well, because sometimes that works, but
yeah, but they're broken. All right, whatever. We're just not gonna worry about any of that. We'll figure it all out. Get a breakthrough call with me. I want to say thank you for being here today. I just absolutely adore Fairfax County and being with all of you. I love your interaction. I love your energy. And I cannot wait until next month. And we'll do some holiday stuff next month. Congratulations again to the pumpkin carving contest winners. Congratulations. You're welcome. You're welcome, Prego. And until next month, have a great day. Namaste. Bye for now, everyone. Bye for now.